Have you ever noticed your dog and wondered what's going on inside their head? Well, if that's something you've wondered about, then it's your lucky day because we might have a few answers regarding your dog's awkward behaviour. We will tell you why they do it and if there's something to actually be worried about. Hey everyone, welcome to Dog Joy. As you might have guessed, in today's video, we're going to cover the top 10 most awkward dog behaviours and explain what they mean. So let's dig in, pun intended. Number 10, biting their own tail. Admit it, you've probably watched your dog doing this and you laughed and wondered why, but never really know why they do this behaviour. Almost every dog in history has attempted to bite, or at the very least, chase its tail. Some do it more than others, but they all do it at some point. Even though it appears to be a bit strange, it does serve a purpose. The main reason is that they're bored. When dogs are bored, they want to occupy their time with something productive. Playing. Yes, dogs do consider playing as being productive. Whatever it is, they'll go for it if it means they're going to play. And the closest thing to them happens to be their tail. There is nothing to worry about, but if your dog does this repeatedly without stopping, they may have a problem with their butt, or you might want to consider taking them to the vet for a check-in. Number 9. Doing lots of circles sitting down. Have you ever noticed your dog walking around in circles before sitting or laying down for a nap? The majority of individuals believe they are simply attempting to obtain maximal comfort in order to sleep effectively. But this is not the reality. There's a lot more to it than that. Dogs instinctively understand that sleeping makes them vulnerable, and they can't just be out in the open vulnerable to an attack. So they like to thoroughly prepare their beds before sitting in them, and then sit in the exact position that will allow them to spring into action if in case an intruder enters. They're cute and clever. So if you're wondering why it's so hard to sneak up on your dog, well, now you have your answer. Number 8. Eating poop. Disgusting, yes, but we as dog owners can see this often or from time to time. We know that they are clever, but why do they do this? You might be astonished to learn how many dogs consume their own poop. The reality is, when dogs are stressed or looking for a reaction from their owners, they may do this. In any scenario, you'll need to pay attention to figure out what's causing them anxiety. While this is common in dogs, it almost always arises from stress, but it is typically considered harmless if they consume their poop. However, if they eat the dung of other animals or canines, germs, parasites, and diseases are present. So if this happens, you must put a stop to it immediately, as it can most definitely cause some health issues, as you can imagine. Number 7. Sniffing butts. If you're a new dog owner, one of the strangest things you'll notice is your dog sniffing the butts of other dogs and other animals. It's because the butt is the canine equivalent of the face. Just as every human has a unique face, every dog has a distinct aroma centered in their butt. Whenever two dogs see each other, they rush to sniff each other's butts to check their ID and to know whether they've met before. If they haven't, they move on to a formal face-to-face hello. Sometimes this formal hello can be a little growling, but trust me, smelling butt is not wrong, but only if your dog is doing it. Number 6. Eating grass. If you've ever seen your dog acting like a cow and eating a bunch of grass, don't panic. They're not suffering an identity crisis. They could, however, be suffering from indigestion. Grass contains fibre, and if your dog is having stomach problems, they'll try to fix it themselves by chewing on some grass and increasing their overall fibre intake. This may actually make their stomach feel a lot better as a result. The more surprising part is that no one teaches them this. They know it on their own. We mentioned they are clever. Nature is mysterious, I guess. If you happen to notice them doing this a little too often, it could mean there is a deeper seated stomach problem and you might want to schedule a checkup at the vet. Number 5. Winking at you. If you walk into a room and your dog gives you a wink, keep in mind that they aren't flirting with you or trying to be cute. They might just have something in their eye. Unlike humans, they don't have fingers or know how to remove something from their eye using a mirror. As a result, they do the one thing they know will help them, and that's blinking or winking. The safest approach to clean their eyes is with dog-safe eye drops, which will swiftly flush out whatever it was that was in their eyes and restore them to their original condition. Well, you can also teach them how to use a mirror, but that would be too lazy of you, wouldn't it? Number 4. Picking up their food and taking it away. If your dog moves their food from one place where you left it to another room, there are usually two possibilities. If they take it to a separate place where they're alone, it implies they either want their privacy when dining, or it could be that they feel threatened and want to protect their meal, which could be the case if they have other dogs in the house. If they're bringing their food over to you from a different area, they're either lonely or merely want to make sure they eat next to you. Making sure they're having their meal close to you is very endearing and ultimately means they love you very much. So make sure you show them some love back with a good belly rub. Number 3, tilting their head. You've probably seen a lot of videos of dogs doing that cute side-to-side head tilt. And while most of the time it's just because they've heard a certain sound that's a different pitch than the rest of the room, or maybe a trigger word that gets them excited like treat, well, it also might be the case. If your dog is experiencing pain or has water in their ears, they will tilt their heads in an attempt to communicate with you. If you notice excessive head tilting, make an appointment with the vet. These are the little things that we have to keep our eyes on as dog owners. They can't speak up and tell us what's wrong, so it's better that we're aware and take notice of these types of indications. Number 2, twitching in their sleep. There are numerous videos on the internet of dogs twitching or even running while sleeping. Almost every dog owner has witnessed their dog do this at some point, and it can be challenging to figure out what's going on or whether there is a serious issue afoot. Dogs, like people, enter the dream stage of sleep, and their twitching is simply a reaction to their dreams. Most of the time, it's just a simple dream. But if they're freaking out and yelling in their sleep, you should gently wake them up. However, they should be alright if they wake up independently. After they wake up, you can ask them about the dream. Maybe they'll tell you a great story. Number 1, humping. Now, humping your leg up is a timeless classic. Often you're going about your day or having a night in with your friends and your dog suddenly starts humping your or someone else's leg. This very inappropriate behaviour could indicate just that they have too much pent-up energy or are thrilled, stressed, or simply want to show you who's boss. Oddly enough, this behaviour does happen when they want to assert their dominance, which is extra strange when it's against a human. Regardless of the situation, no one wants their dog to hump their leg. If the behaviour persists, you should consult your veterinarian to rule out any underlying issues. Alright, so these were the 10 weirdest dog behaviours explained. We know there are many more things that dogs do that are awkward, but we picked the most prominent ones to help you give some clarity to today. If you catch your dog doing any of these, you will have a reasonable explanation. So, has your dog done any of these awkward moves? We'd love to hear about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.